If you have lost countless amounts of money trading challenges and you are literally about to blow your brains out, this video is for you. I'm going to show you in today's video how I achieved 13 funded accounts with Apex Trader funding in 5-figure months. Let's get into the video. So we're going to be starting with the average directional index, ADX. That's what my strategy is based upon, the average directional index. What that does is it shows you the strength of trend. It doesn't show you where the trend is going. It just shows you the strength of the trend. And for me to be able to even be okay with being in a trade on my strategy, the ADX needs to be crossing 25 or it needs to be above 25. The second part of my strategy comes from DI plus, DI minus. The directional indexes. DI plus is buying direction, DI minus is selling direction. Now, I don't really ever concern myself with selling direction because I do not take sells. This is a buy only strategy. Obviously you can finesse it how you want, but that's how I take it. I take buys. So ADX needs to be above 25 or crossing 25. Blue needs to be crossing red or it needs to be already above red. And the third component of my strategy is taking buys when the daily is bullish. This is the highest probability setup because you're going to be able to avoid reversals for the most part. Very simple, buys only. ADX needs to be crossing 25, blue needs to be over red, and the daily needs to be bullish. We're going to set our stop loss at the daily lows, not the previous daily lows, not the weekly lows, the day that you're trading, those lows. And then you're going to target a 0.3 R. That is a negative risk to reward. It is a 90% win rate, and I'm going to show you proof. Okay, so we remember from the last backtest that we won 14 out of 15 trades. That's definitely above a 90% win rate. This is a projection of what could happen as the exit optimizer. If we were to exit a little bit later, a little bit sooner, we can kind of mess around with how many points we have and we can base it off of like, okay, well, our net profit would be this much if our stop loss was that much. If our stop loss was bigger, then we could have even more, but if our stop loss was smaller, we have less profit, and so on and so forth. So you can find the best parameters in order for you to exit said strategy. Now for my strategy, it did show us that we could try keeping risk below 2% per trade. I don't really think that's necessary, but if you know you're a beginner trader, then I would say that would probably be very optimal for you and your psychology, not seeing like 10 or 20% of your balance just being wiped out with one trade. Consider cautiously increasing position size after winning streaks. I only increase my lot size or my contract size whenever I double up my account. So if I'm going from 5K to 10K, I would go 1 YM, and then if I was at 10K, I would go 2 YM. That would only be the case for me to be able to heighten my contract size. I try maintaining consistent position sizes. Now I do that on my real trading. I think on this one it was a little bit different because of how the risk was set for the past back test. Now that is the case now because I am only taking buys. So this is our overall back test of what we had done for the previous back test. So our drawdown wasn't bad. Our equity curve was pretty good. This is our equity curve. Not bad, 93% win rate. Now today is going to be a little bit different. Okay, so this is telling me that I should try to aim for better risk to rewards. No, I do use a 0.3, and I just the way my stop loss is, where it is on the chart, and it just sometimes it's big stop loss like 100, 200 points. And I'm day trading, so I can't really hold my positions past close with futures. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try and do a 0.5 R or see what we can do with that on a basis of 10 trades. And then we're going to try and see if we can crack ADX on gold, see if it will work good with other assets. We're going to do a prop challenge because this is the best thing to do to see if you can find the conditions to be able to pass a challenge, or trading futures, trading forex, something like that. We're going to call this 0.5 R challenge. We're going to use US 30. Okay, let's do October of 2025. Profit target will be 6%. Maximum daily loss will be 5%. Maximum total loss will be 5%. And let's do it. Start project. Awesome. So what we're going to do now is create an automation over here. It's going to be an indicator value, ADX. Okay. So those will be our conditions. And whenever those conditions are met, it will pause the back test or the forward test. We have our automation set up. And what we need to do now is find the daily open. So as we can see right here, we have Monday, October 2025, 1655. We go to the next candle, it's 1800. So that would be technically our opening of the day. So anything above this price is considered bullish. Anything below that price is considered bearish. We're going to skip ahead. So we're going to skip ahead. And so we're going to right click, right? You'll see go forward to price 46656. We're going to go forward to that price, and we're going to go to the opening 5 minutes before the opening. Now the market is open, and we still have what we had earlier, blue over red. Now blue's over red. Oh. So this is our trade entry right here. Since we have ADX already above 25 right here, as we can see, ADX is crossing 25. The daily is bullish because we are above this blue line right here. So this is our daily low right here. We're gonna expand it, and then we're gonna target a 0.5 R. So I'm gonna right click and go forward till price touches risk to reward. All right, so as we can see, it hit TP at a 0.5 R. Another thing that I find super cool about Forex Tester Online is you can add a checklist. We can set 3 conditions for our strategy. Everything has to happen. DI plus needs to be crossing DI minus. ADX needs to be crossing 25 or above. The daily's bullish. Let's go ahead and check out these analytics for the 0.5R. What it's giving me is try keeping risk below 2% per trade. Like I said earlier on the gold, like it's if you're a beginner, then obviously you would want to keep the percentage below 1 to 2%. That sweet spot for newbies. Consider cautiously increasing position size after winning streaks. So what it's telling me to do again is increase my position size. I like to keep the contract size the same. I like the risk the same, and those level up each time I flip the account. So if I go to 3 to 4, we're moving to 8 MYM. If I go to 5, we're going to go 1 YM. If we're going to go to 10K, I'm going to go 2 YM. So on and so forth. That's how I'm positioning myself. Use time-based exit rules or trailing stops. It did give me a risk to reward ratios are acceptable. So maybe risking 0.3 is a little bit too little, and risking 0.5 or doing a 0.5R is a little bit better. And as we see, those trades worked out just the same as the 0.3R. Then we got a little bit more points as well. We can also see like the exit optimizer. You can exit so if I have max hold duration, I would have made less if I would have held longer. I would have made a little bit less if I would have held shorter. And so holding at 56 minutes is the perfect sweet spot. Profit factor is 12.28, which is very nice. These are all of our tags that we put. So it shows you all the trades for the tags, which is super cool. Max shot on $121.50. Max current day loss was a 1.12. 8 days restoration factor 2.86. Reliability factor 2.86, which is really good. It's above a 1. So I would say overall, like 0.5, I may have to do a little bit more digging, but 0.5 R may something I may use. I may increase my R a little bit so I can get some more bread. But that's compared to, our 0.3R in the last back test that we did on the last video. I feel like we have better results on the 0.5R just from the standing of a risk to reward and how we were constructing our trade. You can see which trades worked out the best. You have a trades breakdown by symbol. You can test out different sessions with your strategy. I found that, I've been using my strategy for so long that it works in New York session. I know that. But for the new people who want to figure out, say you live in London or whatever, and you can't trade US 30 during said time, you can try to find a different symbol, like a different index with the market. In a London session that you can trade the DAX. Or also with these advanced analytics, you can add a filter. So if you want to add something like add a filter of date, or I could just do that. Like it makes it very simple to where you can narrow down the things that you want to look at instead of having to look at like all this noise that doesn't really matter to you as well. You could do a lot of stuff with this tool. It shows you our net profit or gross profit. It shows you like all the gross loss. Not too bad. Yeah, I'll see you in the camp. So we're going to apply what we do on US 30. We're going to apply it to another asset. I'm going to apply my strategy to gold to see if it will work out, because I know gold is a very hot commodity. So let's try to test out the strategy on gold. Okay, we started the project, and we'll see if we can get 10 trades. What our win rate would be with 10 trades on gold. All right, we can see right here that right now at this time, DI plus cross DI minus, ADX is above 25. So what we can do is that we can now, let's lower this a little bit so we can see. We can put our risk to reward buy. So we're gonna put our buy right there. So that's when we would enter in real time. We'll find our daily low, boom, and we'll target a 0.3 R. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is press buy right there. We're gonna we have to set our parameters up to where we can figure out where, okay, so our stop loss is going to be right here, and our take profit is going to be right here. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna press play. We're gonna see it run in real time, not bar by bar, which is fantastic. That's why I really like Forex Tester Online, because it shows you in real time, like tick by tick instead of bar by bar. Our automations are still on. And what we're going to do now, since I don't really want to watch all the way right there, so we're just going to press right click right here, right click, and we're going to go forward to price. Okay, so we're going to go to forward to price. We're going to press play, and boom, it hit take profit. All right, so let's go down here to journal. One thing that I find really cool about this wonderful backtesting software, you can open the journal up. You see how this trade right here, this buy matches up with this buy and this exit. And what we can do to make sure that we know what type of trade this is that we can add tags. So for this specific trade, we can add some tags on it. So we can say what happened during this trade. Okay, so ADX went below, across 25, but it went below 25. So we can add a below 25 tag. We can do min drawdown DD. So you can add a bunch of tags, as you can see, so you can go back whenever you're back testing, and you can go back and look at all your trades. And then if you have trades that are similar, you can match them up. So you can either A, not take those trades if you don't want to, or B, you can take more of those trades. So this tagging feature really allows you to find the best high probability setup for your strategy. You can write a comment about the trade. So this trade took a long time and it went below 25. So looking back, you can be like, on my case, if ADX went below 25, I can try to find like a new low underneath the day, or I can find a new structured low. I wouldn't go break even, just because of the fact that like we're taking a trade, we're trying to hit take profit, we're trying to trying to hit stop loss. That's really what I like to do, is either take profit or stop loss. So in this case of like me finding that the ADX is going below 25 and going above 25, I can decipher where I want to move my stop loss. So I can move my stop loss here or right here, or whatever the case may be. I can do that. As you can see, this comment is right there, and then the tags are also there. So as I'm going throughout my back test, I can find similar trades, and so we're gonna keep going. We're gonna check out the analytics that we have for the gold strat. Okay, we need to try to keep risk below 2% per trade. Now, I highly recommend that if you are a new person in trading, you're just not getting into it, you really don't want to risk more than 2%, because you want to be able to get over the loss. Like, you don't want to be able to feel it. So losing 2% of your account balance isn't really that big of a deal. It's saying that we need to also have our risk to reward 2 to 1. There's math for positive R, there's math for negative R. Now, we do have some good strengths, daily loss limit analysis, trading session analysis, consecutive winners. We got some nice winners. Now I can also like mess around with my stop loss and my take profit of how many pips I would get for, like, if I could set the max hold duration. So if I would have held it longer, maybe I would have made more. If I would have held it less, I wouldn't have made nearly as much as I made. It shows you all of your stats right here. Max lot use was 0.10, restoration factor 5.28, win rate 100%, because that's what ADX is. I'm not saying you're gonna get 100% all the time, obviously, but it is a high win rate. You're going to lose, don't get me wrong. I think the reliability factor 5.28 is really nice. It's a nice thing to see. I like that I can rely on ADX. If you want to, we can upload our trade history from MetaTrader 4, from MetaTrader 5, from NinjaTrader, and from TradingView. So it needs to be a .csv or .html or .htm file. And all brokers, like whenever I'm trading on TradingView with AMP Broker, they're going to provide me an option to where I can download my trade history from TradingView. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so right now we're on my broker for AMP, and what we're gonna do is click right here. This is my trading view. We're gonna have export data. Okay, now we're back. All we have to do is go to Trade Insights now, and then we just upload our trade history. Boom. I could see all of my trades, and then it could go over my analytics for those trades for my account and how good I'm doing. This will be the most optimal way and fast way to be able to figure that out. Another like cool thing that they have right here is they have blind tests. They'll do dates, they'll randomly, it's super kind of intricate, but I think it would help you out with your strategy if you want to be obviously become better. We have also a scenarios tab right here, which is super cool. You could backtest the COVID-19 crash. You can see how your strategy did back then. Big shout out to Forex Tester Online, the best tool in the industry to literally find your strategy that is meant for you. If you want to backtest my strategy, go on Forex Tester Online. You can get a free trial. You can try it out, see if it works for you, see what you like about it, see what you don't like about it. They got monthly plans, yearly plans, lifetime plans. There's already a 40% off discount, and if you use my code ADX, you'll get an additional 25% off. So that's 40 plus 25 equals 65% off. It is worth it. It's better than all of these backtesting tools because you have a tick by tick data, you have tags, you have journals, you can do whatever symbol, you can go back in time to 2014 if you wanted to and started backtesting then, because I know there's a lot of people out there that want to know like what it's like for consecutive years for a strategy being used. So you can backtest up to 12 years of data with US 30. You can do more with gold. You can do more with other things as well. Use code ADX for the best discount. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you all for taking your time out of the day to watch the video, and go check out Forex Tester Online so you can actually know what you're doing in the market and not be guessing if your strategy works or not. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.